welcome back to Romero's Aftermath, Season 1, Episode 3. I'm currently just kind of in the wilderness areas. Likely when I go to the veteran servers, which will be whenever they kick me out of the novice servers, I'll be doing a lot more combat there. By the way, please excuse whatever language is said in the chat. I don't know if I can remove that without actually removing the entire HUD. Yeah. Honestly, I do like this Saberwolf weapon. I really like the Grabwood. Grabwood actually does some of the best damage for an M9, which is actually better than the golden one, but everyone likes the gold one. I think it's partially due to that it can be repaired more often, so it lasts longer, and it's gold. But yeah, so far I've actually obtained equivalent to an entire arsenal of specialty weapons, and usually now I just sell them off. I was at one point trying to collect them all, but I don't have the space in my storage to do that. I'm actually doing something that's really dangerous. Running across this is pretty hazardous, but no one's actually frequently here, so I don't have to worry about that as much. Now, if I can say get into a building in Stanford, which actually I think is the biggest town in the game so far, and while that is also that's true, it does cause some minor frame rate lag. You can actually see my frame rate in the top right corner. That's normally around 210, 250, something like that. When recording, it drops down to around 50. I'm actually recording only in 30, so you should see 30 frames at all times. It's actually slightly lower than that right now. It's somewhere in the 40, 50 range. I try to maintain a reasonably good quality. I'm actually not sure if I want to get shot in this recording session or not, but I'm close enough that I will likely get shot if someone runs it into me. Okay. You have to keep an eye out for these, just because people do go to them, especially on PvP servers, to loot. That's just because they frequently have a lot of shotgun ammo, which shotgun rounds tend to be pretty significant. They're really cheap to find, or I guess more frequent to find. They're cheap in that you can buy them from the store too, but comparably, you want to use a rifle round. 5.56 is, of course, a lot more common. It's actually not common to find it on the ground, however. So you're not likely to pick it up. You're more likely to find it in boxes. I'm actually cresting the hill right now. I don't want to be too noticeable. You can actually see that's the town. And my frame rate will drop around there. The lowest so far I've gotten with that is around 60-ish without recording, so I actually don't know how it's going to be with recording, especially if people are shooting at me. I should hopefully still be able to maintain a good frame rate though. If not, I'll just basically avoid this town, as it is the largest town in game, so it's actually good. It's good to know if I can actually do this. And actually, I wouldn't mind playing with other people. Right now, I'm kind of running solo just because. That's a water supply. And find out if I need water. Now, what I see is almost always Oh, I guess it wouldn't be that frequent around here, but yeah, people tend to camp these water supplies. And I've logged out in like small areas. I'm actually going to be right here quickly. You could actually prone, but you can't really prone well in this. How's my food? Eat that. Drop one. Drink. And I'm going to go either get shot or fill up my water bottles. Whatever comes first. And the main reason I drop that is because if someone shoots me, I'm going to have less food on me. I don't really care if people shoot me actually as much. My main concern is I don't want to be shot while filling up water. It's kind of an unheroic death. I think someone may have been there recently. It's actually a pretty bad spot to be in right now. Especially since we know that there is some activity in that town. I'm noticing that the frame's getting a little bit lower. It's not too bad. Again, this game's stable. Even on the higher population servers, I can usually get around 200 frames, which is really unheard of for some of the games I actually play. And some of the games I play actually have worse graphics than this, and this is on low. Well, it's actually on minimal settings. I think some things I actually bumped up just to medium because it didn't look right. But it would be mostly like terrain than really anything. I could probably lower it down even further, but I'd rather not. Now, yeah. Something about this game is that, or something about this is, this waterway is kind of a big deal here. I don't think you could swim. I've never tried it. And I'd rather not risk it. And the very sudden change of... Okay, I thought I saw someone over there. It's really hard to see people sometimes, which is actually good for me, because that means not many people can see me either. It's kind of good. In higher population servers, this game is not really made for that, unfortunately. I mean, it's stable enough. It would work. It's just that the map needs to be bigger. And main reason is 70 people on this server. Well, I mean, you can do it. You're more likely to run into people constantly. And I will quickly take a look. Now at range, this thing is very inaccurate, very poor. It is again more of a machine, a SMG than really a carbine or anything. Now, these roads tend to be more frequented by people that kind of shoot each other. This is one of the things that you probably want to notice, is that these things are on the ground. They can spawn like that, but also they seem to like lay down after a certain period of time. So I don't think people have been here recently, or as recently. Especially if people shoot a gun, they will stand up anyway. Can't tell if that's... It looks like that's been fortified by players, not actually in-game spawning. Which might mean that there's loot in there. Yeah. So far I'm seeing... I thought he had a backpack for some reason. The frames are getting kind of choppy here. I'm actually only at 30 frames right now, and I'm pretty close to the town that I'm gonna say that the town's probably a bad idea to go into. I'm not likely to run into too much trouble from the zombies, but definitely... No, that's definitely built up by the game itself, not actually players. Now that's a player base. Yep. Yeah, this is definitely a in-game spawn. Let's see what we got. Food, backpack. It's actually a tier 2 backpack, which is currently the one I'm using. It's a fuel pod. Is that empty or... Yeah, it's empty. You can refuel those to refuel generators, which in turn allow you to liberate an area. Is that a golden stash? Oh, I will happily take that. I will happily take that. Please be something I can actually take. I can't take it. Drop one, because I don't care about that as much. If I can actually get a good one, that's not a good one. I have disinfectant, which is basically your cure for infection early on. Can I take that? Cannot. I think I'm actually going to recall soon. Either that or die. I actually really... Those golden stashes, I'm actually going to drop these. They're rare, but I don't really need them. I'm going to take a quick look around here. If I get shot, oh well. And from what I'm seeing is I don't see many players coming through here yet. This is actually really rare. I actually haven't come up this way. I usually come up from here or a little bit further because it came from the Frendale, which I might actually return to. How close is that? Yeah, I can actually get there pretty quickly, so I might go there instead of hitting the town just yet, because I really want to keep this stash. Gold stashes tend to be really... You can actually buy them in the store, but that's just because they're really useful. They're actually really valuable. Oh, there's a dead guy there. Hi. Let's go take a look at the base. The guys will likely shoot me if they're there, and they have to have been on at least once in the last 7 days. That means that they're likely there now, or if not, actually, let's see. That's a pretty good amount of people there. So, actually, this is either World 16, World 10, or World 4, something like that. I can't remember which one. It's one of my favorites, though, just because it's small smallly populated, but still reasonably active. In fact, this is kind of their peak hours, which is funny enough. You can see there's a campfire lit there. Yeah, this area seems to be really well controlled by probably it's likely a clan. Yeah. I don't see myself being able to take over this area too much. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go that way. Probably want to keep an eye out just because I might get shot randomly. There are people with snipers. Those sniper rounds tend to be a little bit more expensive. And by a little bit, I mean I literally have not run into any sniper ammunition yet. And I also haven't run into a sniper itself. There's one in the store, but that's like 100,000 or something like that. I'm not really too inclined to try to buy it. Though I have actually bought roughly around 25,000 in-game dollars worth of kind of attachments and gear. I think 2,000 of it was just spent on water because I I ran into a very bad position where I had forgotten my water and I was really far away from my base. I was actually in Stanford, and I ran into a store in Stafford, wherever that place is. I was actually in there, and there's a store in there. Now, granted, it's probably trapped to... It's probably trapped to a very unpleasant degree. Right now I'm kind of running through this area because it's a little bit safer to run through a more covered area like this and actually get pretty good frames just for here. And if you see that frame per second counter, I actually can't remove that. I've tried. In fact, I spent a good 30-40 minutes actually trying to do that. Every time my ambient sound cuts out, I keep thinking someone's trying to talk to me, because it does cut out when people are trying to talk to you. And I do have it set up so I can actually talk to people, but I'm not sure if it would work with recording, so I'm kind of just going on a is it going to work or not type thing. And yeah, you can already see that I've gotten pretty far from here, here, so the area is kind of small for what it is, but the game itself isn't too bad. And one of the main reasons I'm going to the Frendale right now is because, one, I could drop off my gear, and two, I can head to the actually very active area, which is Bamvale or something like that. Bamberg. Bam Bam, basically. Doesn't look like anyone's been there recently. But yeah, the further north you go, the better the loot is. The southern areas tend to be... they're okay. There's actually a really good place right down here. This area tends to be really heavy in loot. Primarily the farm. The farm is where I can actually get, I guess, relatively good military gear, which is funny because I guess it kind of makes sense. And supposedly this setting is supposed to be in Colorado, but yeah, I don't remember seeing a lot of desert in Colorado. I mean, it's kind of like cragland areas, but it's not really desert. It's more gravel and stone. I kind of want to try to swim across this, but I'm not sure if I could actually do it, and it would make me upset if I died trying to cross it. Now, these are player-placed barricades. You can tell because apparently people can cross through it because they've done it. I'm guessing they might be showing that you can do that. I don't want to risk it. Yeah. Apparently players... I know players can place those. Farms tend to be really active for loot, but they're also kind of hazardous because people know there's loot there. Again, look for movement. That's an abandoned building. It doesn't actually have anything in it. You can't actually access it. But one of the buildings you can access is that. It seems to be blocked off here. Huh. Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem to be fully blocked off. It just seems to be partially blocked off. Let's go inside. Yeah, the frames are a little bit low for right now, so I'm guessing there's something to do with the inside here. Not too concerned yet. And I do know there's an upstairs area over here. And usually the loot's better. Ooh. Rubber banding's occurring, so that means the server's having some issues keeping up. Rubber banding's actually been very minimal in this game. I think someone's been here recently, though. Primarily because I'm not seeing a lot of loot where there should be loot. And I don't see many undead here, which is kind of concerning me. Now, I might just be a little bit paranoid on this, but it just seems like this area would have a lot more. Where is that place? Romero Farm. I actually want to go the opposite direction here. There are supposed to be vehicles in this game, but they're not actually implemented right now. Well, they were at one point, apparently, but they've been, I guess, more recently pulled back out because stability issues. No Zeds. I'm going to go reset my episode in this bush, and hopefully I don't get shot, because that looks like people would probably shoot you. Usually where you see that chain link stuff usually means that there's some sort of valuable over there. So I'll see you in a minute. If you enjoy what you're watching, like and subscribe for more. Have a good day. See you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. And remember, all shall subscribe to the one true